from the stage of the Vanderbilt Theater in New York, the most famous plays of Broadway. Tonight, as a special Christmas offering, we bring you Louisa May Alcott's beloved story, Little Women, starring Katharine Hepburn as Jo, and featuring Oskar Homolka as the Professor, John Lodge as Brooke, Frances Reed as Meg, Judith Parrish as Amy, Susan Douglas as Beth, and Elliot Reed as Laurie.
Late afternoon on a Christmas day many years ago in Civil War times. We're in New England, in the home of the March family. By the light of the fire, we can see 4 girls grouped together. 3 are sitting rather primly in their chairs sewing, but the 4th is lying on the floor with her long legs, dressed in pantalettes, stretched out. She reminds you a little of a healthy young colt. Looking up at the ceiling, she says,
Christopher Columbus, it's awful to be poor. I don't like it one bit.
That's Jo.
Joe, I wish you wouldn't lie on the floor. The time comes when we have to put aside such romping ways. And please, don't say Christopher Columbus.
That's Meg, a proper young lady very conscious of the approach of womanhood.
Still, Joe's right. It isn't fair for some girls to have pretty things. Pretty boots, pretty gloves, pretty petticoats, and pretty handkerchiefs, and for us to have nothing.
And that's Amy, a little vain and fond of luxury.
Still, we have each other, and we have Mommy, and we have Father, even though he's far away.
And that's Beth, who loves her piano and is a ray of sunshine in the house. And there, grouped together on a Christmas day in Civil War times, are the Little Women.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy. How well I remember it. It seems so long ago. Father was away serving as a chaplain to the armies at the front. Mommy had tried all the harder to make it like one of the old Christmases. She'd fixed us a wonderful Christmas breakfast. Sausages, popovers, pie. But at the last moment, we learned about a family who were even harder up than we. So we took them our breakfast. And then it didn't seem like Christmas at all. And for a while we just sat, feeling glum. But then something happened, a great event in our lives. The doorbell rang. We looked at each other, wondering. Mommy went to the door.
Yes?
How do you do? Mr. Lawrence next door sends his compliments. He heard about your children giving away their breakfast, so he sent this by way of appreciation and to make up for what they've done.
Why, it's...
Open it.
They'll like it. It's awfully good. Goodbye.
Children, look, a dinner for you. Cranberry ice cream. Oh, to think that Mr. Lawrence sent it.
They hardly know us.
They've never even paid the slightest attention to us.
We've never even spoken with them.
I'm sure it was all the boy's idea since he brought it.
Oh, he did look nice.
What does it all mean?
Maybe it means they want to know us better. That's what we hoped. Because for years we looked across longingly toward the fine Lawrence home next door. But the days went by and we heard no more from the Lawrences. Then one gray afternoon, the 4 of us were together. Meg, Amy, Beth, and I. Amy was drawing. Meg and Beth were knitting.
I do feel properly sad.
I'm as sad and drippy as the day.
So am I.
Christopher Columbus, I'm going to do something.
Joe, such slang.
I like strong words that mean something. And strong actions, too.
What are you going to do,
I
Joe?
don't know, but something. Are we going to sit here and be dismal?
What else can we do?
Believe me, when I'm a famous authoress and have made a lot of money from my stories, I'm not going to sit around feeling mopey and sighing and waiting for things to come to us. I'm going after whatever we want and deserve and should have.
Have you finished the story you were going to send away, Joe?
Almost. A couple of pages more and it'll be finished.
What else is going to happen?
Oh, just that... Well, Hugo gets a potion from the witch to make Zara love him, and another to kill Roderigo. The potions are switched. Hugo dies in agony. Then Roderigo in his cell tears his chains apart in a spasm of rapture and goes to confront Don Pedro. Don Pedro runs a sword through him. Roderigo rolls dead down the circular stairway, and Don Pedro hurls himself from the parapet to the rocks below. It's just a matter of cleaning up loose ends. 2 pages will do it.
Oh, it'll be wonderful.
Joe, it's the best you've ever read.
You ought to write a sequel.
She can't. The characters are all dead, lying on rocks and parapets.
I can easily think up more characters.
I wish the stories were a little more tender sometimes. Rodrigo never even had a chance to express his love for Zara.
Oh, we can assume they love each other. I want action, not love. Makes me sick the way women behave in stories.
How do they behave?
Dreadfully. First they blush all over the place. That means love has done its fatal work. Then the lovers start having keepsakes that they moon over. It's all disgusting.
Joe, such language.
I hope none of us ever start behaving that way. You remember that, girls, because if you do, I'll hate you. I'll just hate you.
If only things could happen in life like they do in stories. The nice things.
Well, why can't they? It's a matter of making them happen. Now, for instance, that house over there, the Lawrence mansion. That's what I was thinking about.
What about? What do you mean?
Well, now, look, see up there? The Lawrence boy is sitting in the solarium again.
Yes.
All bundled up. Laurie, they call him. Oh. He's been shut up since Christmas with a cold or something.
His old grandfather's awfully strict with him.
I know, makes him study all the time, poor fellow. Looks like fun, too. His tutor will be in a little while, and they'll sit there with his lessons from 4 till 6. I've watched them.
There are 4 men over there. A grandfather, a tutor, a boy, and a butler.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pay him a visit right now.
Joe, of all the improper suggestions.
Well, why not, Meg? We've lived next to them for years.
But we don't know them. We haven't been introduced.
I'm sure they want to know us. Why else would they send us that Christmas feast?
That was very kind of them, and Mommy has written to thank them.
Does it have to end there? Oh, it makes me angry. Now, look. I'm going to get a dish of blancmange, and I'll simply go over...
Joe, if you ever do such an unladylike thing...
What'll you do?
Mommy will be mortified.
She's often said it's nice to be neighborly, and I'm going to be neighborly.
Joe!
Anybody want to come?
Don't you dare. It's wrong. It's rash. It isn't nice.
Christopher Columbus, I'm going.
Master Lawrence, will you now explain to me the circumstances of Cataline's conspiracies as revealed in the orations of Cicero?
Cataline's conspiracy. Catiline conspired with some other people, didn't he?
Yeah, correct so far. Continue.
Let's see. Cicero...
Master Lawrence, your eye keeps wandering to the window of the house next door. Please keep your mind on your lessons.
I'm sorry, sir. It looks so jolly over there. At the window where the flowers are, they seldom close the curtains, and all grouped around like that with the light from the fire, it looks so cheerful.
Yes, no doubt. Continue.
Yes, sir. Catiline...
By Jove. That is a pleasing picture over there. The family group around the hearth.
Yes, sir.
Delightful. Now then, what were we talking about?
The rivers of France.
Oh, yes. Please name the 4 chief rivers of France.
No, we weren't, sir.
Huh?
We were talking about Catiline.
Catiline?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. Yes?
Pardon me, Mr. Brooke, but a young lady from next door is here and says she's come to visit Master Lawrence.
What?
She has some blancmange with her.
Oh, jolly. Can't we let her in?
But Mr. Lawrence has given strict orders that the young master is to stay in the solarium and see no one except you, sir, for his lesson.
Quite right, he has. Until you're absolutely better.
But I'm all right, sir.
We'll have to say Master Lawrence is not receiving the master's orders.
I've told her, so now she insists on seeing the master. She says the orders are a great mistake, and she wants to tell him so.
Good heavens.
I think you'd better talk to her, Mr. Brooke.
I'd better. Master Lawrence, please stay here. Is there anything I can do for you, miss?
Yes, sir, there is. I'd like to speak to Mr. Lawrence, please.
Well, he's in his study, and we never disturb him in his study.
Are you afraid of him?
Miss, we obey his instructions.
Which is his study? Because I'd like to speak to him a moment, and I'll go in myself, if you don't mind.
Well, really, I don't think that is,
Why are you all so afraid of him? I'm sure he's really a kind man at heart. I'm not afraid of him because he's already shown. that
What's this?
he...
What's this? Who's not afraid of who?
Oh, Mr. Lawrence, I don't...
Mr. Lawrence, we were just talking about you.
Indeed?
Yes. I was saying I was sure you were really a kind man at heart. After all, you sent us that wonderful dinner at Christmas time and...
Ah, yes, my grandson's idea.
Well, I know that your grandson has been sick, and so I brought over some blancmange we made this morning. It'll slide down his throat easily and...
How charming of you.